Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City, the city of big shoulders, the second city, the city that works, the city where you can catch a plane to a train. The metro was only $4 per person. Insane. A few blocks from the Chicago Tribune and we headed into the city with the wind at our backs. Descending down into the Chicago Riverwalk, a 1.25-mile-long stretch composed of piers like the Boardwalk, the Marina, and the Jetty. Under the Chicago L, we discovered the machine behind Chicago's industry, creativity, and diversity. Down the mile-high road, we passed the Chicago Bull and then stopped for some local jazz. Millennial Park is the home of Obama's speeches and the Chicago Bean, neither of which were on display that day, but it didn't stop this eager traveler from nearly breaking his back to get a closer look. We then walked a whopping 27 blocks past the Chicago Art House and the Capitol Building, making a pit stop at Alexander Calder's famous 53-foot towering piece of public art in Federal Plaza entitled The Flamingo. Up next, we reached the main event of the day, the Wendell Boat Tour, a magical 45-minute float down the Chicago River, a river named because it's located in Chicago. Bobby, our tour guide, educated us on the architecture of the city, the current state of political affairs, and the Chicagoans' take on the best slice of deep dish in town.
This style, dark steel, minimal ornamentation. We call it international or black box modern style.
Goldberg's twin tower design, called the Marina, are shaped like two stacks of pizzas, and he made it that way because he thought it looked more natural. But don't worry, there's still industrial style architecture. Classical, neoclassical, Tudor, industrial, Victorian, vernacular, Gothic, you name it, Chicago's got it. Not to mention fantastic deep dish pizza. After this, it was time to see the biggest building in Chicago, and by that I mean the tallest, the aforementioned Willis Tower, previously mentioned the Sears Tower.
18th century, the native Potawatomi referred to this area as Chicago. The Frenchmen adopted it, that became Chicago, but they never knew what it meant. Chicago translates to the place of bad smell.
You know you done me wrong.
Chicago, Illinois, the city
Arrived.
of energy, of bustle, of hustle, of wind, of jazz, of blues, of amazing architecture, of amazing coffee, of amazing people, of amazing men, of amazing women. Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to Chicago. That night we headed to Andy's, one of Chicago's best known and most respected jazz venues, to catch the hottest new act in town, Chicago's Windy City Ramblers. Originally from New Orleans, band leader Mario relocated his band to the Windy City and haven't looked back since.
Family, this is yours truly, Mr. Mario Avenue, and the name of the band is the Chicago.
Long heralded as Chicago's leading jazz venue, Jazz Showcase has provided a home from jazz greats from John Coltrane to Miles Davis to Charlie Parker to Thelonious Monk himself. We lucked our way into a free concert promoted by Chicago's home for jazz, blues, news, and more, WDCB's 90.9 FM. Locals Linda and Karen showed us the jazz ropes.
So you see the swag, 90.9, the WDCB.
Oh, yeah.
WDCB.
90.9, the jazz of Chicago, streams all over the world.
Oh, God.
Linda, advertising for 90.9.
Yes.
Look at that.
And I know what, I'm happy and you're happy to be here. How much did you pay to get in? That's right, $3.99 is always the best price. So tonight, you all are in for a treat.
Combining an unmatched passion for music with his natural talent, Theodis Rogers Jr. is pursuing his dream of being one of the most influential jazz keyboardists of our time. He brought his trio here for some late night Chicago jazz. You can't say the word Chicago without mentioning the Chicago Blues. And you cannot spell Chicago Blues without Buddy Guy. After a star-studded rock and roll Hall of Fame career, collaborating with legends like Clapton, Page, Richards, Vaughan, and John Mayer along the way, Buddy Guy turned his green thumb into a hot spoon and opened his all-in-one premier blues southern comfort food down-home blues bar and restaurant, Buddy Guy's Legends. Listen to blues local legends Carlos Showers and Ron Simmons play some down-home blues.
I've been around the world, seen every type of girl, but when it comes to you, yeah, looking no good, hoping I get paid. But tonight I'm gonna get my head back and party off the down on blue. Well, if you can't sleep at night, grab your telephone, you know something just ain't right. That's evil, yeah. Evil, turn around.
The Chicago Theater has hosted names such as Duke Ellington, Van Morrison, Kelly Clarkson, Aretha Franklin, and more. We settled with Trevor Noah. Chicago's got something for the whole family to enjoy. Something for the soul. Some down-home Chicagoan good old Ramblin' Windy City jazz and blues. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City, the city that never sleeps. The bustling city, the jazz city, the city of history, brotherly love, and energy. Chicago, Illinois.